Hey guys, I didn't see you guys there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and yeah, nice to see you. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So today I'm thinking about getting a little personal with you guys. So I'll be doing story time. I just finished doing my makeup. I'm actually on my way out the door in a couple, but before I leave, I am just going to share with you why I feel so self-conscious about doing my eye makeup. And it's because I actually fractured the bone in my eye on my left eye. Left. Woo. Wait. Yeah, left. on my left eye socket, I actually fractured the bone there, and it was horrible. It left a big scar that you can still see. Some of the time, yes, I'm very self-conscious about it, so I'm going to share with you guys what happened. Story time. Oh my gosh, wow. This story is interesting, and it's about a story about how I almost literally died.
No, seriously, I almost died.
I almost died.
I would not be speaking to you today.
Growing up, I was on lockdown. And by lockdown, meaning that I really was not allowed to do anything except to go to school, go to church, and yeah, school and church. That's the only thing that I was allowed to do. Like, literally, I had to be inside the house at all times, okay? And I kind of rebelled once I got the chance. Story starts off with high school. Back in high school, I had a friend. She was much older than me, and she was emancipated. She was living her life. She was a free spirit, so we're just gonna call her C. Okay, so C lived right around the block from me, and one night she convinced my aunt to let me sleep over her house. Now, in my culture, in my tradition where I'm from, there is no such thing as sleeping over someone else's house. There is no such thing as a sleepover. So for her to, like, you know, from not letting me do anything to trust C enough to let me sleep over her house was just kind of, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like a big thing. So we get inside the house, and, you know, I'm thinking that we're gonna watch a movie, we're gonna have fun, you know, we're gonna do this. And she was just like,
you know what, there's these couple of boys, and we can all go out to eat and go to the movies.
So at that age, I wasn't used to doing anything. I couldn't do anything at all. So that sounded amazing to me. Of course, like, really? Like, boys, movies, food? Of course, count me in. The night started off kind of crazy, let me tell you. Like, when I say crazy, I'm telling you, it was, I just should have known that, like, the way that the night was gonna end, because it was just a feeling, like, telling me, like,
Don't do this.
he comes pick us up. So we're driving, and I remember we were driving by this hospital that I've seen 1,000 times, and I'm just like, wow, I wonder what the inside of that hospital looked like. So we're driving, and then I remember we were getting on a different highway, and we're getting on the highway, and a truck almost hit us, and that was strike one of the night. And it was so freaking scary because he was driving so reckless. At that age, you don't really know what driving reckless is. You just know that someone has a car and they're taking you from point A to point B, and it's fun because he has his own car. So that was fun. We go to West 4th, and we're chilling, literally. We parked, we're chilling, we're having fun, we're walking around. The driver pats his pocket and he goes, oh my God, like, lost my radio, my car radio, because I guess it was something that he could pop out and pop back in into not having his car. So then we walked around, we retraced our steps, and we could not find it. Strike two. At this point, he's already upset. He's already mad. He was really pissed off. And then we were like, you know what? Just take us home. C is in the passenger seat, okay? So she's in the passenger seat. I'm right behind her. And we'll just call him R. R is in the seat right next to me, right? So I'm almost about to fall asleep in the back seat. The boy he was asleep already in the back seat. He was asleep already. So all of a sudden they were arguing. I'm listening to the conversation and they're arguing, like literally, like they're arguing. And all of a sudden he got upset and he started speeding the car. Like, I'm talking about just like speeding the car. The car was like literally speeding. I see him go like this. He lost control of the car. The car was going so fast, guys. Like literally it felt like I didn't even see anything. He just like literally just let go of the wheel, went like this, and mind you, I'm not wearing a seatbelt. I'm in the back seat, so I don't think like, okay, it's the back seat, you shouldn't wear a seatbelt. No, you should always have your seatbelt on, no matter where you are in the car. You should always have your seatbelt on. So I didn't have a seatbelt on. So at this time, I'm like this. We were going to hit the rocks, but then I saw him turn the wheel. The car hits the divider of the highway, and the car started flipping over to oncoming traffic. Literally, the car flipped over. I was on the other side of the highway. The car stopped. All I heard was,
Is everybody okay?
when the car flipped over, I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So of course I got banged up. I really got banged up. The boy next to me didn't say anything. He was just laying there, like, looking lifeless. She got out and she's like, I need you, like, she's like, Vanessa, get out. And I'm like, what? I'm like, at this point, like, I don't know what happened. You're in shock. Like, you're literally in shock. Like, you just, like, can't believe that this happened. And the car is fuming. So he gets the boy out. He gets him out. This boy gets out the car, like literally his friend pulled him out the car, and when he pulled him out the car, he couldn't even stand up. He just fell to the floor and his head just started pumping blood, like literally so much blood. I was just like, he's dead. Like, this kid is dead. I guess people saw this whole thing happen. So they pull over on the side of the car and they were just like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay? So they get me out the car. There's like blood all over me. I'm banged up all over, black and blue. And I didn't even realize. I guess the adrenaline just kicked in, that like you didn't even realize like certain things happened to you. I didn't even realize what were my injuries yet. All I could think about was, my aunt is going to kill me. She's going to kill me. She's never going to let me out the house again. Like, if you're like seriously hurt, that shouldn't be like your first thought, like, oh my gosh, my aunt or my parents is going to kill me. I wasn't even thinking about what happened to me, you know what I mean? So then I'm talking to them. I'm literally like, please take me home, just take me home, just take me home. There's 3 men. They were looking at me, they were like, we can't take you home. We can't take you home because the cops are coming. Call your parent. And I'm like, no, I can't call her. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. So then they're like, no, we can't take you home. I would love to take you home, but we can't do that. We can't do that. So they're talking to me at this point, and then this one boy goes,
Oh my gosh, shorty, look at your eye. Shorty, look at your eye.
So I'm just like, I start screaming because now it just hit me. What's wrong with me? I knew that I was hurt. You just didn't feel it. So then it just started leaking. When the cops came, they were like literally screaming at me. Like literally, how the you guys survived this? You guys are supposed to be dead. There's not one person that has hit where you guys had hit and had lived. And sure enough, I promise you not. I swear to you guys. At that exact spot, there were so many flowers that we just did not notice. RIPs, flowers of people just gone at one instant. All it takes is that one instant, one accident. So we get in the ambulance, and they tried to get the driver in the same ambulance as me, and I was like, no, get him out of here. It's his fault. And I was really upset at him because he decided to speed, and we all could have died that night over him being upset about a radio, like a car radio. So we get to the hospital. and they're like, we have to get in contact with your guardian. They have to know what happened to you. So everyone was just like talking to me constantly. Had to do an MRI, had to make sure I wasn't bleeding from my head, had to make sure I wasn't bleeding internally. And the way that they check is they stick a finger, they put gloves on and they stick a finger in your thing to make sure you're not bleeding. So yeah, that was really awkward. It was really crazy. And what was so funny is that they took me to that same hospital that I saw early on that night, and I said, damn, I wonder how that hospital looked. So I spent about maybe 3-4 days in the hospital, and when I got out, of course, I got in huge trouble. I was sent to Long Island to like stay there up until school starts again, and it was horrible. That was such a traumatic experience that like till this day it scares me so much just going down that highway. And a lot of people don't understand that I could have died. So I can go ahead and, you know, blame the fact that I wasn't allowed to leave the house, so it just made me more, I mean, like once you get out, it was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna do everything, and you know, I'm free. So it was kind of like, I could say that, but that's not the case. And it was of my own doing. It happened because I just wanted to have fun, and I didn't think about the consequences. I think that's just like what I learned, and that was my lesson. So it took me almost dying. That caused me to grow up a lot, like a lot. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have a story like that? Have you guys almost died? That's my story for today. So yeah, bye guys.
All the time. I used to sneak and do things. I didn't sneak out yet. I didn't start sneaking